Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Yusuf Works and Drives and You Watch. In this episode we have set up a load going from Compton, California all the way up to Albany, New York for 7,800 buckaroos. That is a good rate for me. Some may say they are getting out of California for $10 or $12 or $15,000, but for flatbed, $3 a mile, it is super good, especially a long haul like that. Lately, what I have noticed is that I used to go from California to East Coast for 7,000, 7,500, and I used to come back for maybe 6,500 or so. But the last couple of trips that I have done, it was almost 7,800 to 8,000 one way, and then same rate coming back. So that's something I realized has changed, because I was used to getting low rate coming back for some reason. But things are being very consistent, which I like it. And also you have to think about it this way: one way there and back, it's like 5,500 miles, paying $15,000 with deadhead. Probably, maybe with deadhead is probably 5,700, but it's paying $15,000, and that's a great rate for me, especially when you don't have to load and unload a lot of times and use a bunch of your valuable day for just waiting around. And few loads that I have done this past month, I have literally not waited more than an hour and a half to 2 hours. Most of them was no tarp loads. Like this equipment that I just dropped, it was a no tarp load, and it was just chain it up and go. That was pretty much it. So that's when I absolutely love it, because you're in and out of there within 45 minutes versus waiting in line for other trucks to get loaded, strap it and tarp it and whatnot. But it is part of the job, so you can't really say if it's not just strap and go or chain up and go load, I'm not gonna take it. That's not how it works, because sometimes you get loads that are not taking any extra time from you, and sometimes you get loads that are actually taking an hour or 2 hours or up to 6 hours that I have experienced. So it is all part of the process. Ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully been loaded. The load is actually very simple and very easy. So I went ahead and belly strapped it, but I was surprised that this load was super simple. I was waiting for something a little bit more complicated to secure, but it turns out that they're just solid copper tubes. I think less than a quarter of an inch thick, maybe a little over a quarter of an inch thick. I think they are 12 feet long. So I went ahead and put 3 straps on top of each bundle, and then I belly strapped it with 2 straps, so a total of 5 straps. But one thing I was gonna say is that I am so glad that I got loaded and left the facility at 11:15, I believe. So now I am still facing traffic, which is normal for LA. But imagine if I was a little late. Let's say if I got out there at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Going 40 miles outside of Compton will take you at least 2 or maybe 3 hours. I have been in this situation before where I have left at 3:30, and by the time I got to not Barstow, maybe like 20 minutes south of Barstow, I think it took at least 3 hours to go 50 miles. So I am super happy that I got out there very early, and we are making our way to Albany, New York. Good morning to my viewers and listeners. I figured I wanted to show you guys what I have on the trailer. This is something that I've never hauled before, and it turns out that the load is super simple. So they are, yeah, right here. This one was ripped before they loaded me. You see those? So it looks like they're copper tubing. I'm not sure what they use it for. It could be some wiring and whatnot, but I have total of 39 bundles on the trailer, and you may be already wondering, Yusuf, how much this load weighs. They said it weighs 48,000 pounds, but I'm pretty sure that the broker just put it out there so that he could be safe on the weight side. But as I was checking it out, I figured, you see over here, it is made in Korea, so made in Korea, and it says net 467. It doesn't say kilogram or pounds. I assume it's kilograms. So if you have 39, let's assume that we have 40, and let's assume that's 450 pounds times 450, I'm sorry, kilogram times 40. If you do times 10 times 450 is 4,500. 4,500 times 4, 19,000. So it's 19,000 kilos times 2.2, which it'll probably come up to 45,000 pounds. So they are just off by few thousand pounds on the weight. It does ride pretty good. It doesn't have any, it is aerodynamic, so I don't have any issues with that. The truck looks good. The trailer is good, although I think I have to replace this rubber very soon. It is not leaking much, it is just barely coming out. The oil is barely coming out, so I think I'm gonna have to put a new one over here. I did check the oil in there, the lubricant, and it's at a good level, so I have no issues with running out of oil. But anyways, let's get on the road. Enough talking. It's been a while since I have changed my wipers. I need to change this one on the left hand side, because in the morning it is okay to use it, like it doesn't have any issues, but when night comes around and you use it and it doesn't wipe it as perfect, it kind of blocks my view, especially when the light hits that imperfect wiping outcome. So now let's go ahead and change it up. These are super easy to change it, so it's clip-on. So never done it before, but willing to learn, I guess. Yusuf, what are you eating for lunch? Beans, meat, rice with pickles, and also I'm gonna try and see how this thing tastes. Only dilemma that I have, I don't have a can opener, but I have a spoon. There you go, just like that. Pretty good. Try it, Bavaria. It's 0 alcohol, so try it out. It's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, on this side I have a nice sunny day, and on that side we have a storm coming up. And guess what direction I'm going? That direction. So let's get in the truck. I'm glad that I replaced my wiper, so I'm ready to go. Ready to take on the storm. Ladies and gentlemen, I finally make it to the receiver, and they give me a disappointing news. They say that they only receive loads on appointment, and you cannot just show up. So I go back and forth with the receiving guy and the forklift driver and the manager for 30 minutes trying to see if they could get me offloaded, and they kept on saying no, we can't get you offloaded. So they gave me a number. I called and made an appointment for tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. which is okay. I also, although I'm disappointing a little bit, but things like that happens. But it surprised me that, by the way, if you were gonna blame me that, Yusuf, why didn't you call ahead of time and let them know that you're coming? Because I didn't have a phone number on the BOL, I didn't have a phone number on the rate confirmation, and it specifically said on the rate confirmation receiving hours is between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. so no appointments needed. Because of that, I did not bother calling, or I did not bother getting a phone number to call anybody. By the way, within that 30 minutes that we went back and forth, they could have just offloaded me in 10 minutes. I don't know why they are just trying to find ways to not offload a truck driver. So, and I told them, look, the 30 minutes that you spent arguing with me, going back and forth, or not arguing, like going back and forth, you could have just offloaded me and we would have been on our way. I even offered him $100 if he could get me offloaded. I told him, I'll give you $100 if you could get me offloaded right now. And they kept on saying no and no. So it goes to say how small-minded some people are, and you see those people always complain about not being successful and not achieving anything in their life because they just never think outside of the box. What would you lose if you offload a driver in a place where you don't have anything else to do? Like, there were 6 other workers in that warehouse and 4 forklifts available that they could get me offloaded within a matter of minutes, but instead they refused to offload me until tomorrow morning. So things like that happen. It is out of my control, so I don't want to just emotionally react to it. I just have to be okay with it. I am heading to the nearest pilot to take a shower and rest for the rest of the day, and we will pick up this vlog tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not yet the next day. It is 6 p.m. the same day that they told me that they couldn't offload me. So I decided that I won't park at the truck stop because they had a lot of trucks in there and it was super tight. I did not want to hit any trucks, so I avoided backing and I came here, and that receiving facility is half a mile that way, so I parked over here and I'm gonna spend the night in here. My APU is making noise because of the belt, but anyways, what I was gonna tell you, I am gonna go ahead and open these bottom ones, unstrap these bottom ones and unstrap the middle one, so that I am saving time tomorrow morning, because I only have an hour and a half wiggle room to get offloaded and make it there. So I will get offloaded at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and I have 6.5 hours to drive and make it to my next pickup, which has to be before 3 p.m. So I'll have an hour and a half of time, which is not much. So I'm gonna go ahead and unstrap 3 straps on each bundle and get busy. Alright guys, just like that, I was offloaded and ready to go and pick up my next load from somewhere from Pennsylvania. So I'm excited that I got offloaded, it did take her, I think, 15 minutes to offload me, so that goes to say how long it takes to get you offloaded. Alright guys, this will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.